Polish your piece. Masterpiece, then write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. So all you need is depth, breath, and belief to polish your piece.
Writers, readers, and in-betweeners. It's Dev Rock, Polish Your Piece, the pod, we here. And man, I don't know, it's going to be one of my top guests, and we're going to get into why a little later. Before I introduce who's here with us today, I want to go over the rules so everybody's clear. All right. First and foremost, shout out to DA Truth, DA Poet. Yo, we miss you. You know, we love the work we put together to get this done. Y'all shout out Truth in the chat. I mean, not the chat, because I'm not a streamer. But my kids be saying, am I mother chat? And it always gets in my head to say that. Anyway, in the comments, get on the IG, get on the YouTube comments, and check it out. So listen. The first rule is love. And I ain't going to be able to say it like Truth. But, you know what I'm saying? When you have love, you have everything great. No hate. So as y'all get involved, y'all check this out. All right, look, we want love in the atmosphere. Love is a bigger part of community. Now that brings us right to our second point. We want to build community. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, be involved, okay? Do something, even if you just tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. All right. Now, when you do comment, this is a writer's podcast. So please, you know what I'm saying, be a little persnickety with your vernacular. You know what I mean? Make sure that you really get eloquent with your diatribes. You know what I'm saying? So as you sitting here and you putting some word, you know, little type or a little thumb action, say something slick. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have on the Polish Your Piece podcast one of my favorite singer-songwriters. This young lady will make a melody and teach you how to make that joint a harmony, and will teach you how to make that joint ring in your ear. She has written jingles for many different companies. One that you may know, Slutty Vegan. She has written over 100 songs in Baltimore City public school system with young people ranging. This is a writing podcast, not a speaking one. So, you know, I mean, my tongue is heavy, in case y'all didn't know. It's be in my way sometimes. But ranging from pre-K all the way to high school, maybe even some college people, definitely some people in youth works. Her pen is nasty. Her arrangement error is crazy. And she's one of my favorite people. I'm going to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all clap it up for K Melody. But actually, y'all not here, so why would y'all clap it up? But welcome to the show, K Melody.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that lengthy introduction. You listed down stuff, and I didn't forgot that I done worked on those things, especially them songs, 100 songs. You sound about right, though. You got it.
Probably more than 100 songs. Yeah, but you ill with it.
I appreciate that.
Well, look, we so happy and excited to have you on, but today this episode is about how to write for melody, arrangement, and harmony. Mm-hmm. And we even going to discuss sometimes you got to pick the right words. Yeah. You know, because I don't want y'all up there talking about, let me coagulate. That's not cute. It's not slick. So when you write, it's important that you choose certain things and you do certain things. And K Melody is our expert here today to talk to us about that. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited about this episode, actually. This is my my wheelhouse. I love me some harmony. I love me some vocal arrangement. So I'm looking forward to discussing it with you today.
All right. Well, listen. Let's go ahead and dive head first, right in. Tell the people out there, because to some people this is all Spanish, or not even Spanish, because more people speak Spanish than English. But this is gibberish to people, right? What is the difference between breakdown, melody? I mean, what is the difference between melody, arrangement, harmony?
Okay, so often you can look at it in two different lenses. When you're talking about melody and harmonies, of course you can talk about it through a technical lens, but you can also talk about it in a creative lens. Technically, melody is your main rhythmic line that you'll see pass throughout your entire composition or your entire song. Harmonies are two or more notes blended together to create a chord, and sometimes that chord has a specific tone. Darker, it can be chromatic, which it'll hit your ear a little funny, or it can be more major, however you write it. And that's on the technical side with theory and music theory. But a creative lens, and this is my favorite lens to look at it, when I'm arranging my melodies, I think of them as themes. I want my themes to correspond with each other, and I pass them through the entire song. I want it to feel and sound like a complete thought. So I don't want my main melody or my main theme in my first verse to be confusing so much so that when they get to the bridge, they're like, well, how did you get from point A to point B? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and then when you talk about harmonies, I think about the way that I want my listener to feel. Which words can I emphasize? Which words can I really bring out with that feeling piece? I'm really big on that when it comes to arranging music. So those are the differences. But you can look at them two different ways, technically or creatively, but it just depends on who you are as an artist.
And your bag is more creatively.
Definitely more creative. I push all the technical trainings and stuff. I'm a classically trained singer. I push all of that stuff to the side because you don't have to be trained to hear it or feel it or write or create in any capacity. You can just do it naturally. So I would rather lean into that side of it.
So you just mentioned you was a technically trained singer. You graduated from the Baltimore School of the Arts, right?
I did.
How does that inform your artistry?
A lot of the training that I got, I use it for when I'm performing to, enhance my posture, where I'm singing from, how I can use my voice to the best of my ability and just, use it properly because your voice is an instrument. However, the other things that I tap into when I'm performing, it didn't necessarily come from that space. I really enjoy emoting when it comes to my artist and with my audience. I use and draw energy from the crowd so that when I'm performing, I want them to feel it. And I also think about it in the way that I listen to music. So as a listener, I want to feel that emotion, whether it came from the lyrics, it came from the delivery, in ways that people are performing it. So I try to, push that out when I'm performing as well.
So, having said that, right? Now, we gonna get to this question, all right? Now, your name is K Melody.
Right.
So let's see if you choose wisely.
Okay.
Which is your favorite? Is it the melody? Is it the arrangement? Or is it the harmony? What's your favorite?
Harmony.
Well, why you not K Harmony?
100%. It's harmony. So the why is interesting. I grew up in a family full of singers, full of musicians and artists. And I always wanted to be down with the big dogs. My mom sings. My grandmother was a singer and an artist, a musician, producer, all of that. And for a long time when I was younger and they would sing in the house and I'm trying to, add my little note to it, and it was sounding a mess. It was terrible. And they like, no, you need to practice. And they would, point me in the right direction. It was loving, of course, but I had to go back to the drawing board and practice. And I took it as a challenge. I didn't feel bad about it, but I wanted to do it so much because they were doing it and it sounded incredible. So as I went on, I just harmonized with everything. Some things worked, some things landed, and some things didn't. And one thing that my grandmother taught me was that you can hear when a harmony works because you'll have this ringing in your ear. Now, if it sounds bad, you will also have a ringing, but it feels different. And it'll be a ringing where you like, That's not cute. And then you'll have a ringing where you just like, like it brings you together. It feels warm. It feels like a hug. So you can tell the difference. So as I was, growing up, and then I went to school. I went to BSA, and we had choir. And on the chorus, I started off as an alto. When you sit in the alto section, you have to sit in between so many different voice types. So you have soprano 1, soprano 2. Altos, we have tenors, bass 1, bass 2. So imagine having to always hear the middle of everything. So it will train your ear so that it's hardy enough for you to not get sidetracked by other notes that are around you. So when I'm singing, it's easy to just pick up and I can stay on my note. I'm not distracted. And that's sometimes I feel people get a little put off by that because they can't just focus on their note. It's just the way you hear it. And harmony, honestly, you can teach it theoretically, but it is one of those things that you can't, if you don't hear it, you can't teach it because you have to hear it. You just have to. But over time, that's what I became known for. My harmonies, I can listen to a song and it don't take me that long to find a harmony and find a line to move with. Another thing that I learned and that I take in, every line or every melody is not a harmony for it. Because some melodies are so intricate that you might not have one that moves because the chords, now it's a different world. And that's that technical side. So you can try to make it feel good, but every line does not have a harmony. But yeah, I ended up bringing it back to where I started. My mom and my grandma ended up getting a stamp of approval from them. And that just felt good. So that's why I chose harmony.
Before we go on, you said something and I must comment on it. Your music does sound like a hug. Yeah, like I just thought about that when you said it. Like, it should feel warm. It should feel like a hug. I was like, yes, that is exactly how it feels.
I appreciate that.
All right, so look, boom. Now I feel like we laid the foundation. We know what it is, and we know what's your favorite. Okay. So now let's get into a little bit more of the writing aspect because I feel like you drop so many gems, but I think it's from a technical standpoint of like performing or singing it or doing the vocal record. But now tell me this. What type of words, because you just said every melody can't be harmonized with. So also I feel like that's probably the same for words. What type of words should our writers be looking to use? Is there some sort of formula? How can you give them some advice on what words or word choices they can make for harmony?
When I'm approaching this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I leave the big words to the rappers and the poets. I leave the big words to them because when you're singing, I have to sing those words. I'm not trying to sing words with 4 or more syllables, 3 or 4 more syllables. It's a little harder to make it interesting. Now, I'm not saying that it cannot be done because I've heard it and it has been done before. For an example, one of my favorite artists, Chrisette Michelle, she wrote a song and one of the words that she used was detrimental. Now, it's a couple of syllables in there, but the way she sang it was very simple. You didn't know she was using detrimental, but if I was looking at it on paper, I'm like, how did you put the word detrimental in a song and it didn't sound boring or like a mouthful? So I think about it like that. I'm trying to use big words, but also it goes into what type of artist you are, what type of writer you are. So I think that it's extremely important for writers to know what type of writer they are because it helps you expand. For an example, are you super metaphorical? Do you write in a way that you want people to really sit and listen to it over and over again and you might find something different or it might reach people differently? Are you literal? 1 + 1 is 2, period. Or are you a storyteller? Everything is, it goes in a stream. How do you write? So that would influence your word choices. If I'm trying to be deep and metaphorical, I might use bigger words. I might expand it a little bit more. But if I'm literal, you don't need to say the biggest word for them to understand exactly what you're saying. And if you're telling a story, you tell it how you feel it. So that's the best way that I can explain that one.
Now, what about, and so all of that goes, so your answer actually goes for arrangement and melody, not just for the harmony. Okay, wow, that's dope. Real quick, if I had to ask you, and I'm putting you on the spot right here, right? If I had to ask you, like, what's your favorite famous or mainstream melody right now, like that's in a song that you might be listening to right now, and you get that good. What's one?
There's a couple. My brain is going all around right now. Somebody that I've been feeling right now is Masego. Masego is super interesting to me because his first, and I'm just speaking maybe from assuming, his first love probably wasn't vocal music. It was, he's a musician through and through. And you know, sometimes people get confused about that. Like you can be an artist and not be a musician, or a musician and not be an artist. Like sometimes it doesn't cross over. There's a difference between the two.
Right.
So with Masego, he is so interesting to me. He has a song called Bliss Abroad. And the song is interesting because he does some things in the chorus and weaves it in and out, and the theme of it, he says, ooh, you gotta get the vowels right. And to a person outside not really, thinking about what he's saying, he was definitely singing his vowels, and you gotta get the vowels right, but we thinking he's just like, this is how it makes you feel. This is what Bliss Abroad, this is what the relationship is making you feel like. And the way he did that was just... Another example, Destin Conrad. He has a song called In the Air. And in the air, in the chorus, he's... Everything in the air. When you're indecisive and something is in the air, you like, you him in the horn, right?
Yeah.
And for you to make that your chorus is the that might not have been his intention, but that's the way I took it. You know what I mean? So I like to be that intentional when it comes to my music. I want there to be certain pieces that you might not pick up on in the first time, but you bring it around the next time. So, yeah.
That's dope. With you saying that, what type of music do you like to write?
I'm a lover.
A lover.
I'm a lover through and through.
I love a lover.
It's always some version of a love song. And I was talking to one of my friends and I was telling them, like, love is not just exclusive to your romantic relationships. It can go for your platonic, your familiar relationships, and your capacity. So I'd like to write about love. That's the thing that feels good to me. It comes natural to me, so why not talk about it and write about it? And I also feel like it's super relatable. Everybody can get something from some love. But yeah, I'm definitely a love song type of person.
So now on the technical side, like, are they love ballads? Are they like, what are some other types of, like, what type of, tip would you really say you be on that?
Definitely not necessarily ballads, and I'll say that because in my writer's journey, I used to have a very hard time with writing for my voice type. I was solely writing off of what felt good or the way it made me feel. And when people were listening to my music, family and friends listening, they're like, you only write here in the basement for my vocal range. And like, you have so much more range. And I'm like, but this is what feels good. This is where I am. This is what I like. So they're not necessarily ballads. They're not going to give you big feelings and explosive feelings, but it's going to give you that like hearty core. That's the best way I can explain it. So
what do you mean by, like, explain to people who don't understand that, like, writing for my voice, how can they write for their voice? What does that mean? Like, break that down for us.
It kind of goes back into what I was talking about with understanding who you are as a writer. We're not all going to write that song with the high note in the bridge or whatever, because it's a little bit more complicated than that. I would say, for sure, understand who you are as an artist, right? Know your strengths and your weaknesses. Your weaknesses are not always bad. Don't compare yourself to another person, another artist, because of what you think they do with their voice or their instrument. But there's somebody who's going to resonate with your music. There's somebody who's going to resonate with the way that you deliver it. So get comfortable in that realm, and then you expand out if you want to. But really hone in on your niche, because that's the most important thing when you're writing.
Mm-hmm.
And also think about yourself as the listener when you're writing. I want to write the songs that I want to hear. For an example, I'm a lover, true lover when it comes to writing love songs, but I think I wrote the heartbreak songs when I was in love. Like, and then in turn, when I was heartbroken, I got to hear that on the listening side of it, and I needed that. So like, write to what resonates with you inside of you as an artist and as a listener. Like, those two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And if you tap into it, it makes it easy. It makes the process easier.
Okay. How would people know? I mean, how do you know when it's resonating with you?
When it becomes an earworm and I can't hear it no other way, then it is resonated with me. Sometimes I will start writing a song and then I walk away from it. And walk away, I'm talking not a week or 2 weeks. I'm talking about like I done walked away from this. I wrote this in 2019 and then I brought it back in 2024, 25. And I started plugging and playing and putting it around because now I really can't hear it in any other way. Or I'll listen to a beat and I'm trying to apply it to something else, but I'm still hearing that one thing that's how I know. I love a good earworm. I'm a sucker for an earworm, and that's what I try to do because I feel like those are the ones that are like, it appeals to everybody. I love when I'm performing and somebody walks up to me and they can regurgitate exactly what I just sang to them.
Yeah.
The same way.
Yeah.
The same way I arranged it, I want it to be an earworm for you, and there's definitely going to be an earworm for me.
So, in creating these earworms, is there a recipe for a successful song? Because you was saying you gave us so many tips just now, but I wonder if you got like a recipe or a formula or a step for like a successful song.
That's an interesting question. For me, I always start with the beat. In my journey creating, I had to figure out what type of sound I liked, and kind of matching with a producer, right? Somebody who produces the way that I hear music and I like music. Because I'm a vocal arranger, I need somebody who doesn't overproduce. Don't fill up the space. Let me fill up the space because I'm using my voice because that's my instrument.
That's good to know that's how you like it.
Exactly. So when I started on my journey, I had to figure it out because I could hear a bunch of beats. You can hear something, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this because you already did the work for me. And some people that might work for, but for me it didn't. So I'll sit with a beat for a while and I'll listen to it and I'll put it in my body. My vocal teacher taught me that when we're learning songs, I can regurgitate a song down because I learned it and I retained memorized the lyrics, but I didn't put it in my body. What does that song sound like when I'm singing it? Not Keisha Cole or whoever. What does it sound like for me singing it? So put that music in your body. Feel it.
Put it in your body.
Put it in your body.
Pause.
What are the little pauses and the little breaks and the beat drops and whatnot throughout the song that you can feel something in, or how you can interweave your lyrics and your melodies and your harmonies. So start there, and then the earworms will come. You'll start hearing melodies come to you as you're listening. And it might not be immediate, like you might have to listen to it a couple of times, and that's just with the process. Be patient. I'm definitely a quality over quantity type of person. I will sit and marinate with a song, and if it's not ready, it's not ready. And that's okay, just because I want it to feel good. It gotta feel good to me first before I want anybody else to feel it. I don't think anybody else will feel it if I don't feel it. So I like to take my time with it. That's the best tip that I have.
Word. So, I think me asking for the recipe for creating a song, I think you perfectly answered like what your formula is for writing. So I always love it when the people that I interview just go ahead and answer questions for me that I don't have to ask. It's my favorite. Right? Let me get to this. This is one of Truth's questions. Can you turn a poem into a song? And if you can, what's the process for that?
Absolutely. I think you can absolutely turn a poem into a song. We've seen it historically multiple times. There's so many songs out here that once started as poems. the formula, the best way that I would turn it into a song would be the most impactful line. If you performing it and somebody say that again, they start you over and make you repeat it, like that's that meat and potatoes of your poem.
Yeah.
Turn that into your chorus.
That's the hook.
That's the hook. Turn that into your chorus because people need to hear that. Whatever tied your poem together, make that your hook and then start working around it. Chant it. Chant certain pieces that are chantable, of your poem that have that true little ring, and then make that your verse. And then just, start flowing it all together. But definitely take the meat and potatoes out, that hook. Make that your chorus. Chant it. Because it's possible, it's already rhyming. Some poems, rhyme in some capacity. And these have, you already wrote your verses for you with this poem. These are not like little haikus or, little 2-3 stanzas or nothing like that. No, you have in-depth poems. Formula-wise, right? I think of them as problems. So your first verse, let's just say we're using a poem. Your first verse is whatever the issue is, whatever your theme is that you're talking about. And then your chorus is what the problem is and how you came to a realization to fix it. That's what I'm thinking about. The second verse is now going to bring you back into that mid-section of your poem where you're talking about your realizations. What happened and how I can get from this place. Now we at the bridge. The bridge takes you from one section to another.
Bridgie, baby.
We get to that place, and that bridge is the realization at large. What happened? This is the big part. This is the climax part. And then we just tie it back together with that last chorus. Boom. You just took a poem and broke it down into chunks and made it a song.
Truth. She just gave a master class. Next on Polishing Peace episode, we taking one of Truth's poems and Kaela making it a song. Let's go. Speaking of that, we have worked together professionally,
Absolutely.
making music and stuff like that. I don't know if you noticed or not, but one of my best songs you wrote.
What song is this?
Where You Been.
Okay.
It is my best performing song on DSPs.
Wow.
That is kind of crazy. Take us through
that.
Yeah, what I mean, when you was writing, wild child fighting for you at the block. Body grown, full grown, but it's never how to stop. Can you match it?
Never been a match. That song is so interesting. I think we were writing that during COVID time. I think that's when I started writing it because I was still in college at the time. So boom, I'm telling you, this is exclusive on PYP.
Yay!
When I started, I was like always a singer, I could sing or whatever, but I didn't really start writing until I met you. So that was, full circle, rapping and singing, singing songs and writing raps and whatnot. I used to like taking his beats. And not like in a competitive way, like, I could write it better or whatever, but I just thought he had the hardest beat, so let me write something to it as well. And just exercise my pen and try to figure out what my voice is. And it has grown a lot, it's changed a lot. But for that one, the voice note in my phone is named Wild Child because that was the first line that I wrote. And I was feeling Jasmine Sullivan's Mona Lisa masterpiece, and I mentioned a masterpiece, and a lot of the lyrics in that song was about the different songs that were impactful to me that felt good about that. I don't know, it just came to me when I was listening to the beat. I'm just like, this sounds like something that we've heard before, and I want the melody, the bang bang bang, that just, I don't know, it just stuck out.
That was so perfect because I had just taken a 2-year hiatus from music, and then you came back and sent me a record. And first off, you come on that rap, and then they want to know, been where you been, where you been, where you been, where you been. Wow. They want to know. Yet they do. I had to tell them after that. I was like, it's nothing to a hip hop artist. The best feeling in the world is when a singer-songwriter send you a fire hook and the beat was already fired. You ain't got no more work to do. You just fitting a 16, 12, or 8.
Yeah.
So that was a dope idea. Now, how do you differentiate even between the bars that you gave us on that? Because you going, wild, wild child fighting for you hit the block, body grown for grown, but it, and then when you get on the hook, you just simply been where you been, where you been. How are you delineating between what you gonna give us the melody for the hook and then what you gonna be doing for your verse? Like, how do you?
That's interesting. I think that the balance of it, because once again, you still have to sing this song. If I gave you bars in one space, in one section, I'm not going to do too much singing or wordiness in my chorus. If you ever like listen to any songs or whatever, if I do a lot in the verse, I'm not doing that much in this. I'm letting you marinate here and just make it real quick and catchy. Been where you been. Where you been? Because my verse is explaining exactly what it is, because that's what I want them to listen to. So that would be how I would move it.
Word. All right, so let's mix it up a little bit. All right. So listen, we got this game. It's called Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read it. Now bear with me because I don't know the melodies and the harmonies perfect.
Okay.
But I think based on us knowing your artistry, I think you might know some of these songs. I think you know. So if you know them, sing along, finish the lyrics, and then tell us who's who.
Okay.
Are you ready?
So it's multiple, right?
It's 3.
Okay.
All right, I got 3.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You see, you can't just play with people's feelings. Tell them you love them and don't need it. You probably think that it was juvenile, but I think that I deserve to smile.
Yes. Jasmine Sullivan.
Now, what's the rest? What's the next lyric?
But I think that I deserve to. That's what your wings was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Period.
You gonna sing the hook?
No.
That's a part of the game. That's how we do it. For
No,
the next one.
she was already up there. I was on my. That song is on my break.
Okay, cool. All right, so here go the next one. Here go the next one. Let me make sure I know what I'm supposed to be doing. All right.
Oh.
So, after all the loving game has been played, all of our illusions were just a parade, and all of our reasons start to fade. La 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 la. I did a horrible job. That's why you don't know what that is.
It's either Earth, Wind, and Fire or Stevie Wonder.
It's definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's Reasons.
Let me hear. What's after that? What's after the la 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 la? Yeah, we want to hear you in the mic.
I don't even know where you left me off at.
Me neither.
Yeah,
so it's the hook though.
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. All right, you 2 for 2.
Y'all make some hard songs.
But you 2
Especially
for
when
2.
you singing them or saying them like a poem.
And I'm saying I'm horribly, okay? That's why everybody's got a job. You know what I mean? And this is obviously not mine for real. All right, cool. So here we go. Last one. It happened so suddenly. I woke up one morning with you in my mind. No matter what I did, I couldn't stop thinking about you. Want an instant replay of yesterday. Hey, hey, hey.
No.
Somebody loves you, baby.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, she go crazy. It's me. When she do that, that's my favorite part. You have to listen to that part. You did not do that song.
I know, I butchered it.
Y'all picked the hardest song.
Oh my god, but you knew all of them.
Okay.
So all right, so cool. Everybody clap it up for Whose Line Is It Anyway? We like that joint. All right, cool. All right, so look, we do this thing called a Master's Minute.
Okay.
So a Master's Minute is, can we get you to share your art? Can we get a verse? Can we get a hook? Can we get a little piece of one of the earworms that's in your heart right now? What songs you got you working on? Can we get a Master's Minute from the master?
Mm. Um.
Y'all see her move the mic back? She moved the mic back. She said, "This mic don't even know what's coming."
No, anyway, I'm working on a lot of stuff right now because I want to put out a project, which I'm hoping to, talk about with, and in the actual performance aspect of Polish the Piece.
Everybody make sure y'all hear the 4th August, the 4th Thursday of August. What's the date, Corey? The 21st of August, because K Melody will be performing and will be the feature at Polish Your Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we excited.
Okay.
So, you working on your project for that. So I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, I'm working on my project. I'm looking forward to, sharing some things. I will be performing some original music, and kind of digging a little deeper into what I've been creating.
Mm-hmm.
One of the earworms that I have right now, I don't have a name for this song.
Kai, can you hear her well? All right, cool, because she got the mic.
But the song is called Sweeter in my notes. In my notes. Oh, I wanna run to you. You're cooler than a fire between us. I wanna run to you, hold me in, sweeter than anyone I know. I will perform that. I will perform that.
She gave us a master 30 seconds. She said, y'all don't need a minute. Ooh. Okay. Well, hey, look. I got another game for you.
Okay.
So, I think this is going to be fun. We're going to see. We about to play our infamous game, pen or pad. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I'll explain the point of the game at the end. But for right now, I'm going to go through some things, some options, and you pick either or.
Okay, pen or pad?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Nails or hair?
Nails.
And you can explain it if you want.
I'm a nail girl.
Nail girl. Yeah, I like your nails.
Thanks. I love nails. Nail girl, period.
Word. All right. Harmony or melody?
Harmony.
Okay. Melody or arrangement?
Melody.
Okay. Arrangement or harmony?
Harmony.
Harmony wins. Teaching music or making music?
Making music.
Okay. Making music or performing?
Making music.
I love that. Studio alone or studio crew?
Studio alone.
Yes. Okay. Outside events or house parties?
House party.
Hey now, what is we saying? You are also a great teacher. So my last question is going to be, how much of your music artistry do you fulfill in your teaching of music?
It definitely, scratches the itch when I get to work with a group of students who are extremely interested in working on music or have established themselves as artists, or I just see something in them. I really lean into the artist development side of it because I think that I don't have to teach you how to be an artist. I don't have to give you the creative bone. You have that already naturally. I just want to help you come into the truest form of yourself with the tools and things that I did. Identifying who were my inspirations, because my sound for sure sounds like who my inspirations are.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they were people in your everyday life or people outside, in the industry. Helping you understand your sound so that when you go into spaces and you're doing interviews, you can talk about it. Understanding the language when you're in these spaces so that when you're outside of me, you can advocate for yourself as an artist. And just really coming into yourself as an artist. Sometimes people like to dim your light because you are a little different. You can see an artist. You can spot an artist. Do you view the world with a creative lens?
Mm-hmm.
Like I advocate for the people like that. I love working with kids, but I see you view the world the same way that I do. So we can work, and it is always fulfilling because I wish I had a Miss K. You know, I say that often, but I wish I had a Miss K at some point when I was coming up. But even still, I think that it is extremely fulfilling.
I'm so very proud of you.
Period.
I remember when you was in my school program, when you was in the 7th grade, and I'm thankful and happy to say you are a better writer than me. You are a more profound artist than I am, and you are definitely a better teacher than me too. And it just feels so good to have known you and to see all of your progression. I think that is so dope. I'm excited for your feature on 8/2/1/2025, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. I can't wait to hear you rock out. I'm excited about what's going to be cracking. Like, all of that is dope to me. Anything you want the people to know, and also tell the people where they can find you at.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. I was nervous because sometimes you creatives, you let your art speak for you. You don't always sit and speak about what you do, and also conceptualizing it, because sometimes we will know what we're doing, but you don't know how to articulate it to teach it, you know? So I'm in that process, or in that space. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to do that. And I'm, coming back up. I've been ducked off a little bit creating, so now I'm back outside.
Ben, where you been? All right, you need to remix that.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this feature. You can find me on social media, Instagram, Kaela Melody, Kaela Melody, Melody. And yeah, I'll see y'all in August.
Yo, this was lit. The production day for PYP today, yo. We is outside, yo. First off, shout out to Corey. You just ran the whole second episode by yourself. I'm excited about that. Everybody's getting it. But my man Corey was here too. We're not gonna leave my man Corey out. You know what I'm saying? But this was your first time hopping on, Corey, so we're excited. Shout out to my man Kyle Yearwood, who put everything in play. Shout out to the Sound Forge, my man Kyle over there, Silent K.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We here at MRI Studios. If y'all want to shoot y'all own podcast, y'all need to come slide down here and see what's cracking. Because it's really nice. It's an enjoyable situation. And we just so thankful that these things can happen. We so happy to have had you here, Kaela Melody. And look, y'all, get in the comments, all right? Writers, readers, and in-betweeners. This is Dev Rock, and this has been Polish Your Piece, How to Write for Harmonies, Melodies, and Arrangement.